There's not much to live on in this hut for Betty DAWA and her children. But she says she can't complain. After all, this is not her home, but rather an abandoned house she found and was able to shelter in after fleeing her village to escape insecurity.
We were at home when we heard guns being fired. We started running. We ran in one direction. The children ran in another. We found ourselves in the bush and spent 4 nights there. Then we wanted to go back home, but we found that everything had been looted, so we left the village.
More than 10,000 people have been displaced by fighting in Yei River State in South Sudan. The fighting between government forces and the opposition group known as the National Salvation Front, or NAS, started in mid-January. South Sudan descended into civil war in 2013, 2 years after independence from Sudan. More than 400,000 people have been killed, and a quarter of the country's 12 million population have been displaced as a result. A peace deal was signed in Sudan's capital Khartoum in September last year, the second attempt to end the war. But not all warring sides have agreed to peace. As a result, fighting continues, as does the displacement.
I ran away. Soldiers in uniform wanted to shoot me, but one said they shouldn't shoot an old woman. I saw them shoot and kill a child in front of me. Right in front of me, he was killed.
Aid organizations say the violence makes it hard to reach those who've been displaced from their homes and are in need of aid to survive. Many people who fled from villages in Yei River State have ended up here in the state's capital, but thousands of others have fled into neighboring Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, adding to the already huge number of South Sudanese who have been displaced by fighting since 2013. The local government in Yei River State says it abides by the peace deal signed last year. It accuses the National Salvation Front of targeting civilians in its campaign to end President Salva Kiir's rule.
This group has been disturbing citizens in their own locations, refusing citizens to come to the towns, abducting citizens wherever they find them, killing citizens for no reason.
South Sudan is a young country, less than a decade old. Fighting and the displacement of its population has dominated throughout its existence. And the peace its citizens crave is as elusive now as ever. Hiba, Al Jazeera, Yei River State.